Alright, y'all. It's your boy Mixtape Moth, and today I'm gonna hit y'all with a review of the new Rj Payne album entitled If Cocaine Could Talk 7. Let's get to it. So, Rj Payne is a prolific Philly rapper who has been co-signed by many greats and viewed as one of the top MCs on the underground scene today. At the start of 2022, Rj Payne dropped the dope Beautiful Pain 4, which was produced entirely by PA Dre, but now he is back with his 7th installment to his If Cocaine Could Talk series. Now, we know that Rj Payne has a knack for making these conceptually themed projects, and for If Cocaine Could Talk 7, he focuses on the theme of Nino Brown from New Jack City. Yeah, the same Nino that had his brother killed and snitched on his team. So Rj Payne essentially creates an entire movie script that acts as a sequel to New Jack City. One where Nino Brown survives a near-death experience and is back on the streets to reclaim his glory, except that he has one major obstacle, and that is Scotty the cop, played by Ice-T, who is his arch nemesis. This project is narrated by Ice-T, which is a big flex as he is one of the illest narrators one could possibly have, besides maybe Morgan Freeman. And Rj Payne recruits PA Dre once again to handle all production duties. This thing contains 14 tracks and lasts approximately 30 minutes. But with that being said, let me go ahead and just hit y'all with this track by track breakdown. The Aftermath is an intro where Scotty the cop, played by Ice-T, speaks on Nino Brown's alleged death. He thinks that Nino is dead and off the streets for good, but he doesn't have all the information yet. Track 2, Nino's Revenge, has Rj Payne, or Nino, rapping about surviving after being shot and falling 4 stories onto his back. He stayed low in a prison hospital for 5 years, but he escaped to reclaim his throne and rebuild his empire. And this is set to a lush, harp-like instrumental that I have as one of my favorites from the album. Track 3 is Ghosts of CBM. It has a drumless loop that's psychedelic and eerie and a bit reminiscent to something we might hear from Big Ghost. This finds Nino discussing his plans and making moves with his old business partners. He's trying to get the Av jumping again. Payne raps, "Picture me sitting in the feds. That ain't no freedom for me. I died then rose for the bread. This the Jesus degree." Track 4 is G Money, which contains a wholesome soul sample with minimal drums. It is on here where Nino attempts to justify killing his own brother, G Money, who was the Fredo, or the weak link that snitched and smoked up the product. Nino raps, "How you make a hooker your wife? Smoking crack, fucking with cops. Take a look at your life. A bullet made his body shiver like I shook up the dice. Pain." Even though G Money was weak and a liability and probably deserved to be whacked, it still bothers Nino a bit since it was his brother, but at the end of the day, he feels like he made the right choice. The following skit, Business as Usual, narrated by Ice-T, finds Scotty still under the impression that Nino is gone. However, crack is still a major problem on the streets of the Rotten Apple. Right after is Nino versus the State. It's set to a moody guitar riff with a bluesy feel. I do like this beat, but I also wouldn't have minded more of a drum presence. Nino does more justifying on why he felt obligated to pull a Sammy Gravano and snitch on his crew. He blames some of it on his girl and other things. He raps, "I'm back to address the lies. Nino Brown ain't snitch. My action was justified. And if you think not, you bugging. I'm strapped with insecticide." Yeah, the man is in total denial that he is a rat. Track 7, Where Do I Begin, has a darker boom bap beat, which I enjoy, but a less than stellar hook from L Biz that I feel sticks out like a sore thumb. On this record, Payne details Nino's come up and how he was born into that life and the conditions that turned Nino into a cold-hearted street pharmacist. As a whole, I do like the storytelling, the production, but I couldn't get into the hook. Afterwards is Robbing Hood, which is built around a glorious and warm soul sample that I have as one of my favorites. Here, Nino speaks on the good that he has done. He wants to be viewed as a Robin Hood figure instead of a ruthless drug lord. Payne raps, I paid people's bills, kept their babies fed, and today I'm spinning still. Call me crazy legs. You can hate if you will, but that Mercedes red. I've been saving people for real, like Dr. Sabi said. And this is basically Nino asking, this the thanks I get? Y'all gonna do me like this? On the skit, Nino lives. Scotty learns that Nino survived, and he is livid. Scotty vows to take him down once and for all because the scumbag killed his mom. Track 10, Investments, has a cool, late night, dreamy boom bap feel. This finds Nino linking up with a former kingpin who has gone legit, selling vinyl records. So Rj Payne agrees to be his silent partner and put some of his own street money into the business so he could be legit as well. The following, Family Business, is a real highlight featuring Jojo Pellegrino and Ali Vegas, two very slept on New York rappers who had a bigger buzz during the 2000s. It was great hearing them on this project acting out their drug dealing, organized crime roles. And this has a darker orchestral beat that is mafioso inspired. It's an ideal backdrop for some criminology talk. All three deliver strong verses, and I consider this to be the hardest song on the album. Track 12, The Conversation, has a spooky cinematic soundscape. Nino tells the story of his first encounter with Scotty since his return. Scotty pulls him over and is mad to find that Nino is clean and there is nothing he can get him on. Payne tells Scotty, by the way, I done retired from drugs. I've invested in vinyl records. I've acquired some clubs. I got yachts, stocks, and bonds. Now we're bribing the judge. I ain't saying I really did it, nor denying I was. The second to last track is Road to Riches. It's an intense chasing, but this time on the highway where Nino is being followed by Scotty. He gets pulled over and searched, but once again the car is clean and all Scotty can find is a trunk filled with records. Then this story comes to a close with the outro, Legal Dope. It offers some closing words from Scotty, who has resigned himself to the fact that Nino is no longer moving that product. The old product, that is. But now he is selling dope in every record store, supplying the streets with a new product, that crack music. Overall, I give this project a rating of 4 mics throughout. If Cocaine Could Talk 7, Rj Payne displayed his creative storytelling abilities and clever imagination. I mean, the man really wrote a screenplay for a movie that I would definitely watch, and you could literally visualize actors playing each scene on every track. In terms of the production, I feel PA Dre did a good job, as the instrumentals were cinematic and well crafted. However, I wanted a little more drum and bass than what we got. After listening to the recent Benny and Dave East projects, which each had a couple of bangers with some bounce, I realized that this Rj Payne album was missing that, and that's really my only criticism. Now, I understand that these instrumentals were likely purposely understated and skeletal in order for Payne's vocals to be the main focal point, but I really could have used a track with a beat as punchy as, let's say, Benny's Bowie's Revenge. That was something that was missing from this album. But still, this was a very consistent and cohesive project that showed Payne's creativity and strengths as a storyteller. There aren't many rappers in this current landscape that would be able to put out a conceptual release with this much focus and attention to detail. My favorite tracks include Nino's Revenge, G Money, Robbing Hood, Investments, Family Business, and Road to Riches. Let me know what you thought about this album in the comment section below. It's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but be sure to hit that like button and please subscribe. As always, it's peace and blessings. Rj Payne, If Cocaine Could Talk 7, Nino's Revenge 1.